I think I found the best beginner fingerboard company. They sell great completes for a very low price, and they're very beginner friendly. This, of course, is P-Rep or Broken Knuckles. They have trucks, wheels, decks, and obstacles. And I've noticed a lot of videos, especially with budget companies or companies more aimed at beginners, a lot of the people reviewing them are sponsored, and I just thought I would do one that is completely unsponsored so I can give my unbiased opinion. They hook you up with some stickers, 2 sheets of foam grip so you have extra for another setup if you want it, which is super nice. Most companies give you 1 sheet and some don't even give you grip at all, so this is very good, especially if you're a beginner, because maybe you can re-grip another setup without having to buy new grip tape. The deck is clear coated super nicely and it has a super nice shine in the light. It definitely feels a lot like most other pro boards in the clear coat factor. Now, I'm not a clear coat specialist and I may be totally wrong, but I honestly just don't feel too much of a difference between this and like a Chems deck. The rounding on the edges is pretty good. It's not like, perfect. It's kind of boxy because, well, it would cost more because of the time to round them off smoothly. But in my opinion, it's not too much of a big deal. I feel like rounding edges is more like a looks factor than a performance factor. Not to be too nitpicky, but my graphic has this weird pink thing at the top corner. It honestly blends in with the graphic pretty well, but it's not supposed to be there because in the picture it does not have that. Again, I don't really care that much. I honestly don't know how that got there. But I honestly think it makes it look pretty cool, so I'm not really complaining. The graphic got across to all the edges and is cut off pretty smoothly, so there's not like inconsistent chunks missing, and the graphic is just applied super well. I'm super long-winded today, but let's stop talking and set this up. I've been using this new way of putting on grip tape, and you would just put it on the table sticky side up, and you just put the deck on, and it allows you to get a perfect lineup every time. I find it much easier and much more satisfying to do, and I would highly recommend you guys try it. The grip tape peeled off very nice, and I didn't have any problems cutting through it or filing it down. Now I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, just make sure it's looking nice. Alright, now I'm going to make the truck holes. I do this by taking my Black River tool, but you can really just use any tool, and you put it in the holes, and you just kind of twist it around. This is honestly starting to feel like a setup tutorial, but it is not that. I mean, you can kind of take it as one, but let me know in the comments if I should make an actual setup tutorial. I just feel like everybody and their grandma has made one, and everybody pretty much knows how to do it, and if they don't, they'll just look it up, and you'll see, like, nobody's ever going to find my video in the sea of other videos. These trucks are looking super nice. I have tried them before on my tack board, and I really did like them. They give you a set of bushings that come in the trucks. They're already put together. They're O-ring bushings, but they give you an extra free pack of blue bushings, and those are bubble bushings. Not only do they give you a set, but they give you 9, which is one extra one. You need 8 for a set, and they give you 9, and it's just like super nice. They give you extra tape, extra bushings, and it's just super considerate, especially for beginners, because they know this is going to be a lot of people's first setup after like a tech deck, and they obviously seem to care about how the experience goes by giving you some options and some extra stuff. It just made me feel like the company was actually like trying to help me fingerboard better, versus like most companies, they'll just give you what you expected, but they definitely go above and beyond with hooking people up. And once again, this is not sponsored. I was not given this for free. It wasn't sent to me. It was I just really like Broken Knuckles. They also give you 9 screws and 9 lock nuts, which is super helpful for me because I lost a screw while filming this. So, yeah, that's super nice. A lot of companies, they only give you 8 screws, and I think it should be normalized to start adding like 9 or 10 screws, because the amount of times that I've lost screws and just have setups with not enough, with under 8 screws is just insane. And I'm going to name drop them. It's Dynamic, bro. Well, other companies do it, but I've lost multiple screws from Dynamic, and I just, it's just not good, and I can never find them because they're so tiny. It doesn't make sense to buy it like a singular screw, because then the shipping is just going to be like pointless. So I really just hope that it becomes an industry standard to include at least 9 screws and at least 5 lock nuts with every order. And yeah, it'll save so much time, and it'll keep setups with at least 8 screws. Taking the wheels out, they definitely feel pretty nice. I don't really see too many budget urethane wheels. Most of the budget wheels are CNC or plastic with bearings, and I don't really like those wheels because I don't really like the way they feel. So I'm really excited to try this because it might be a new budget wheel that I really like. Rolling around, everything feels pretty solid. Kickflip test, and we landed it. The deck feels pretty good off of the start, so let's get into some clips. So I've been using this setup consistently for about a month now, and there's really not much that I don't like about it. The shape is very easy to like. I mean, I don't know like anybody who wouldn't be able to use this shape. Like, it's a very middle of the ground shape, and it's super beginner friendly. The trucks are super good. One thing that I don't like that much are the wheels. Now, they're good wheels. They have like a bit too much free spin for me, and I'm not a big free spin guy. So, but usually free spin starts to go away once you break the wheel in, so it's not too big of a deal. They're just I would prefer less free spin. And then the grip tape is a little bit on the thicker side for me, but it's honestly not that big of a deal. It's still like, it's a pretty nice grip tape. It's just not what I'm really used to. I mean, there's nothing really bad about this setup, and I've even gotten my friend to look into buying one. So, with that, I give this setup a 9 out of 10. Now, for the individual parts, the deck is a 9 out of 10. The trucks are a 10 out of 10. The wheels are a 6 out of 10. And the grip tape is a 8 or 9 out of 10. But with everything together, like the whole company in general, like what they do to like accommodate you and like give you like extra stuff, it is definitely 9 out of 10. And I really, really do like Broken Knuckles or P-Rep or whatever they're called. They have like 2 names, it's kind of weird. But the deck just feels super nice. Like, it's not like a perfect deck. I've had better decks, but for the price, it is super good. The trucks grind nice. The Kingpin doesn't really catch at all, which I've noticed a lot of trucks do have problems with the Kingpin catching. And they were fine with, threading the base plates, and they give a lot of extra stuff with the trucks. So if you're on a budget looking for trucks, I would highly recommend Broken Knuckles over all other budget fingerboard trucks. If they're the V2 trucks, you get Broken Knuckles, because most other companies, they sell the exact same thing, but Broken Knuckle just does it better and cheaper. No, obviously these trucks, they're not like BRTs, they're not Dynamics, but they're $7 and BRTs are like 70. So I would highly recommend getting the Broken Knuckle trucks, and that is definitely the highlight of Broken Knuckle. Like, I love their trucks. The wheels are more on the grippy side. I would say they're medium to like high grip. And then the bearings, they roll good. And like I said, they have a lot of free spin. And they're not the most quiet wheels. They also pick up dirt really easily. And I'm not talking about like they get dirty. Like they pick up like clumps of things that most other wheels don't. And it like makes it rocky. So you kind of have to pick it off if you're on like a dirty surface. And I usually bring my Broken Knuckle setup to school, and it just gets really dirty there. But it's really not that big of a deal, and you can just, pick the wheel off in like 2 seconds, and it's all good. A couple of things that I've noticed about this setup is that doing nollie heels are super easy. Like, easier than all of my other setups. Like, if I can only pick a setup to do nollie heels on, I would only pick this setup. Like, it's like so good for nollie heels. They're so consistent. But everything else is just about like what I would expect. So yeah, that's all. I mean, if you're looking into a beginner setup, or if you're looking into getting trucks and you don't want to spend crazy money on it, I would highly, highly recommend Broken Knuckles. And again, this is completely unsponsored. I did not get this sent out to me for free. I just really like the company, and I've said this like 20 times. So I'm sorry for kind of talking in circles, but that's all for the video. I post every other Saturday, and if you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe and catch the next video. Bye.